years on end, Woj owned the NBA news cycle. This guy kept terrorizing my phone with notifications, but while Woj was dropping real news, there was NBA Centel, who did the complete opposite. The greatest sports troll on the internet who mastered the art of rage baiting. But then people started noticing something a little strange. Centel's fake news started becoming real. I mean, we got Steph Curry leaving Under Armour, De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, Michael Malone getting fired, Russell Westbrook with the Kings. So much so that the conspiracy started to formulate. What if Centel was woke? Now,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to this boy Jeff, bro. He made 5 videos. This video is fire. Look, I'm about to watch the NBA biggest troll, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I hate NBA Central, bro. Cause they used to make me, bro. They used to piss me off. They used to give out, but they used to hit though. They trolls used to be trolling. I ain't gonna lie. But look, man, like, comment, subscribe. I want to see more videos like this. Man, let me know in the comments. Let's get into it, man.
Unravel this story, we gotta go all the way back to the origins of Ballsack Sports. Ballsack Sports started in 2021 by a dude named Matt out of Akron, Ohio. It started out as a typical NBA account, you know what I mean? A bunch of quote tweaks with GIFs. A lot of bad basketball takes. Typical NBA.
A lot of bad basketball
when
takes.
Kyrie Irving was going through his vaccination status chaos, Ballsack made his first hit, alright? His first sack. An entire fake quote, no truth to this whatsoever. And people started falling for the bait, alright? Nobody thought that this was a fake quote based on how Kyrie Irving was perceived at the time and the fact that the quote looks pretty
Oh, that's how he got his start off of fakey. He's like, oh, this work.
And this inspired the growth of Ballsack Sports, of misinformation. This tweet had 12,000 likes. Ballsack Sports started generating recognition within the NBA community, and so he leveled up his game. Alright, he went to graphics. Kyrie Irving and James Harden got into a brief physical altercation after Kyrie called the 32-year-old superstar washed during one scrimmage. Kyrie beat James Harden one-on-one almost every day in practice, and Kyrie was barely even in basketball shape. It demoralized Harden. Things reached the breaking point when Kyrie came and called Harden washed after completely locking him up in one scrimmage. And who's the quote by? A Brooklyn Nets executive. And the first person to officially get sacked from the media was none other than Stephen A. Smith.
Especially when Kyrie looked him in the face, according to reports, and told him, "You washed up." He said that to him. Yeah. That's part of the reason they had to fall out in Brooklyn.
Now, trolling sports analysts has been going on for a while, alright? This was back in 2018 when CP3 demanded a trade from the Houston Rockets. Here's Skip Bayless falling for a report from Barry McCockiner.
There was the one report yesterday that it got so bad in practice going back 2 years ago that Chris Paul was making fun of James' man boobs in practice to the point that he broke down in tears and had to leave a couple of practices.
So this has been going on for a while, but when Ballsack Sports was...
Y'all got, hey, media, y'all gotta do better, man. But these accounts be,
created, he wanted the name to be as illegitimate as possible, hence the name Ballsack Sports. He wanted something that wouldn't blend in, which was a key difference from other fake news sources. It says the logo itself was BS. It's a play on bullshit. Oh my god. Wait, that's genius. But the reason why he started this account was actually to raise awareness towards misinformation online. Ballsack feels like a lot of the sports media or media in general has become like fast food in a sense. And he wanted to expose the fact that major news outlets are getting the news fast and trying to get clicks rather than trying to be right and credible. And so he kept pushing the movement. Alright, here's his second hit tweet right here. Former NBA player Josh Smith says LeBron wouldn't be as dominant in his era. And this graphic right here, this picture of Josh Smith with a fake quote ended up fooling Fox News. Former NBA player Josh Smith says LeBron James wouldn't have been able to dominate this era. This is from the official Fox News.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, he was genius.
They got
before
sacked,
his time.
alright? Specifically, Gary Sheffield
Matt was
Jr.
before
They
his
got
time.
so good at doing this that they started teaching people how they do this. And this really highlights the intention that Matt has with Ballsack Sports, alright? He wants to spread information on misinformation of the media. And basically, this tweet right here is him running through how he generates his fake quotes and how he fools major media outlets. These are some of my favorite sacks. John Morant says he would include Michael Jordan if he played against him. He's capping in front of Taylor Rhodes. And Ballsack Sports twists this into John Morant says Michael Jordan would just be another superstar in today's game. 22,000 likes. If you put MJ in today's game, he's just another superstar. We got me, Steph, Luka, Dame, and then there's guys like Bron, KD, Giannis, Kawhi. And guess who got sacked? ESPN. For some reason, they credit Bleacher Report here. Oh my god. Draymond Green told Andrew Wiggins to skip the showers after LeBron's 56.
No, he didn't, bro. Chill
I told
out,
Andrew,
bro.
don't shower after playing LeBron. You let that GOAT experience marinate. And hit tweet after hit tweet, this account started growing all the way up to 289,000 followers. And they started getting recognition. All right, Kevin Durant recognizing Ballsack. Miles Turner getting sacked. Head coach of the Lakers, JJ Redick, saying Ballsack Sports is the greatest thing to happen to NBA Twitter. 76ers president Daryl Morey talks about getting sacked.
We had a trade debated. It might even be this one. It was tweeted out by Ballsack Sports.
But then Ballsack Sports eventually started slowing down.
Started hitting.
He wasn't really passionate about sports and misinformation talk anymore. He wanted to talk more about politics and human rights, but his legacy inspired the likes of Butt Crack Sports, who fooled Atlanta Hawks point guard Trae Young himself, and also inspired the creation of today's topic, NBA Centel. So if you don't know who NBA Centel is, you're probably wondering,
I thought it was Central the whole time.
What is a Centel? Why are they called at the NBA Centel? Well, opposite of Ballsack and Butt Crack Sports, NBA Centel is actually a playoff of NBA Central. It was a reputable news source within the NBA community on Twitter. So they basically went the opposite route, all right? They went for something as close as possible to NBA Central. If you look at the logos here, they basically look identical. Here is a actual NBA Central tweet. All right, this is real news, real information. And this is NBA Centel. There's one minor spelling error. At first glance, you can't really tell the difference. On top of that, they both format their tweets in very similar ways. All right, here's NBA Central breaking the news of firing of Taylor Jenkins from the Grizzlies. Their source is Chris B. Haynes here, and this is NBA Centel. All right, using the same breaking, and their source is Chris B. Haynes. And they love using breaking a lot, all right, which already gets the attention of the people. And sometimes they'll even throw in a real source like Sean. Like, they don't really care. And as you can tell by the art of misinformation that Centel has displayed, he was inspired by the senior Ballsack Sports. With Ballsack Sports' inspiration and Twitter opening up their monetization revenue sharing program where you can basically get paid for the amount of engagements you get on tweets. And with the fact that Ballsack Sports was taking a break, there was a void that needed to be filled. July 19, 2023, Centel claims its first victim. Kevin Garnett calls out Draymond Green. Draymond punching JP is like a senior punching a freshman who's half his size and then walks around talking himself as if he's like that. Come try me, Dre. It sounds like something KG would say, but Draymond, he got sent out. I tried you when I was a rookie and you started talking to yourself like I wasn't talking to you. What's that like? A freshman picking on a senior citizen that's double his size? KG took the high road, told Elon Musk to fix this, but this was only the first victim. Kevin Durant on why he's single.
They really be getting niggas out here, bro. Hey.
It's like a stupid middle schooler list right here. I need reassurance all the time. A fan responds, seek therapy at KD. KD responds, I won't call y'all that one word. I'm gonna just say a lot of y'all who believe NBA Centel is real just lack the mental capacity. Centel responds, they will never learn. Here's Centel with another KD relationship baiting post. Still rolling solo because I'm not dealing with the headache of debating ball with a woman who can't put my MVP year or break down a pick. This tweet had 44,000 likes, alright? But this guy quote tweets, or you are so unpalatable as a person that no woman wants your ugly ass despite how rich you are. And KD responds, you got Centelled, which got 156,000 likes. This
Nah, that's crazy.
got so big
I hate
that
Centel,
even the
though.
Merriam-Webster dictionary made Centelled an official verb in the dictionary. This also became the official banner for the Centel Twitter account. Its lore just kept growing. NBA players like Tyler Hero, Karl Anthony Towns recognized them. Even Luka Doncic liked one of its tweets. Now, I don't know if this is real. I could be getting Centel too. Even Chet Holmgren, who did a full review on Centel quotes right here.
When he figured out how to use Photoshop, whoever runs that took it to another level.
But Chet is right. Once Centel learned how to use Photoshop, they started to blow up. He started going crazy. All right, this is my favorite Chet Holmgren one.
Just as an NBA player for
175,000 likes. Jesus, let me leave a like on that. WNBA lost 95% of their Instagram followers after Caitlin Clark was.
Chill out, bro.
They still got 3.3 million followers. Caitlyn fans are literally spreading lies.
That's crazy.
Nuggets have placed bulletproof vests on every seat ahead of tonight's matchup versus the Grizzlies. This is just banger after banger. Like, they keep hitting, no misses. I personally like the KD relationship ones. I just think these are so stupid. stupid. Kevin Durant celebrating Valentine's Day. 220,000. Kevin Durant showed up to Taylor Rooks' wedding with a basketball. Like, is this a real photo? Kay Adams reportedly rejected a date with Kevin Durant after he suggested their dinner be held at a basketball court. Like, they're not even doing fake news anymore. They're just becoming a comedy account.
Yeah,
Centel was
they just
doing
don't
so
care.
well on Twitter that people started debating whether or not Centel was the greatest Twitter handle of all time. And of course, the media started getting fooled as well. Alright, breaking news, the Mavericks organization has announced that they will ban fans from wearing Luka Doncic jerseys as a way to move forward from him. This was Colin Cowherd the very next day.
I saw a story where they won't let Luka jerseys in the building in Dallas. Are you surprised?
This game wasn't even
See, niggas, they be seeing anything on TV. That's how I told y'all they be seeing anything on TV. Anything on TV, bro.
Dallas. It was in LA.
Bro,
Saw comments on P. Diddy getting arrested. It's crazy. I was bumping the Mo Money Mo problem earlier today in the car and had a weird feeling today was the day the feds will catch Diddy. LeBron obviously never said this tweet, and the reporter, the source, Scoop B right here, never reported this information. And Scoop B's homies started texting him saying congratulations for the quote on LeBron. There was never a quote on LeBron. Even Twitter's AI Grok, which come to find out isn't really that hard to fool. Got fooled by NBA Centel as well. Report Devin Booker donated $20,000 on a GoFundMe to keep Hooters from going bankrupt. Devin loves Zion. Brock says the report about Devin Booker donating $20,000 to a GoFundMe is real. Now, due to the rise of NBA Centel and overall misinformation on Twitter, Elon Musk introduced a parody account label alongside with community notes as well in a way to attempt to prevent misinformation from being spread. Even tweets on the official NBA Central account has people commenting, oh, is this Centel or Central? Everyday Central gets closer to Centel. People don't even know which account is tweeting. And they grew so big that NBA Central, the original sports news account with 1.7 million followers, had to change their name to @TheDunkCentral. NBA Centel
I didn't know that. Dang, they got him up out of there?
forced NBA Central to rebrand
That's
their
crazy.
app in an attempt to defend themselves against the misinformation. That's how big Centel. But this only fueled them. This only made them get stronger. You were either getting cracked, sacked, or Centel. Till it was all over.
Rest in peace, Centel. What happened? Just heard news about Centel crazy. NBA shut him down. Why NBA shut him? Why though? Hold on. Did he Centel tonight?
This news sent shockwaves throughout the NBA community, myself included, as we all collectively mourned on the loss of NBA Centel. Buffalo Wild Wings, NBA 2K, Utah Jazz, LA Clippers, official NBA teams, all honoring Centel here. It was a tragic day for
Ballsack
sports. We lost a generational talent. The word GOAT is thrown around so much nowadays that it loses its significance. But without a shadow of a doubt, Centel, you were the GOAT. A first ballot Twitter Hall of Famer. Centel was stopped at 351,000 followers.
Wow.
Even CNN Sports was mourning the loss of NBA Centel right here, man.
Damn.
This was a tough day in my life. But then, Scoop B is back. The former Centel victim puts out a report. NBA Centel's account is not deactivated from the use of X, the app formerly known as Twitter, I'm told. Per source with direct knowledge, it's a temporary restriction. Fans were swarming, ears were perked up, waiting to see what Elon Musk would do with NBA Centel. But they returned. They were back. One day later, 537,000 likes, NBA Centel was back better than ever. And its first target was, of course, Kevin Durant. Alright, Kevin Durant reportedly wants to wait until the summer to determine which NBA Finals team he wants to join. NBA Twitter welcomed him back with open arms, and just like that, Centel was rolling once again. He has doubled his follower account since he got banned on Twitter, and it's been about 9 months, and they're still throwing up bangers like this one right here about Chet. They're still doing their thing, everything's regular schedule, but there's only one change. This time around, NBA Centel starts predicting the future. And this is where I tie in NBA insider Woj, all right? Adrian Wojnarowski, who was known for dropping Woj bombs, all right? This was one of the biggest ones. When the Nets signed KD and Kyrie, the NBA has suspended the season. When Kawhi Leonard signed for the Clippers, this one was the one that shocked me the most. But then in September of 2024, Woj actually announced his retirement. And it's pretty simple. This thing that he was really good at, breaking news, took a lot of his time away from his actual life. I mean, think about it. This guy would spend over 20 hours on his phone every day trying to break news first ahead of his opponent, Shams. And Shams and Woj were going at it news for news. People were tracking who dropped their tweet first, all right? These guys were basically rivals. And NBA fans constantly debated who was better between the two, who was better at breaking news, who was faster, who was more accurate, who had the actual sources, but Woj retired. So this only left Shams in the game breaking the big news. Until this is where it starts getting a little weird. NBA Centel tweets out, Steph Curry and Under Armour are parting ways. This was posted on August 24th, 2024. This was a long time. But then just 4 days ago, Steph Curry split with Under Armour. How is this possible? I don't know. Maybe he just got lucky. Maybe he was just trolling at the time and it actually happened. But then this started happening constantly. Russell Westbrook signing with the Kings. This was on June 30th. Russell Westbrook signs with the Kings on October 15th. Michael Malone got fired. Centel reported it a year ago. Centel reports DeAndre Ayton signed with the Lakers. Shams reports it 2 days later. Kings trade De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. He beats Shams by a day. They even got Al Horford. How do you know about Al Horford's business? So this is leading to people speculating and conspiracy
Might be
that
Woj.
Centel is actually Woj. They just
Woj.
can't prove it. Now I want to pump the brakes on this theory just real quick. All right, I'm not sure this is a true theory. The first thing we gotta address is that this account is made in Toronto and Woj is from Bristol, Connecticut. Second thing is Centel pumps fake quotes and trolls all day, every day for like the past years. They probably have a whole team working on this account. I think with hundreds of fake tweets, some are bound to actually come true, especially with free agency and trade deadline rumors. And there is no actual concrete evidence of connecting the two. However, I think the only argument that you can give this theory is that Centel always trolls Shams. Centel reported it first at Shams. 2 days late at Shams. Shams, you're a day late. Shams, you're 3 months late. He just keeps talking about Shams. Now this is after
I ain't gonna lie, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Woj retired, but that's really the only argument that you could have. I can't see Woj tweeting.
Bro, I ain't know they did Centel like that. They got him up out of here and then he was back. That's tough, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I hated Centel. I still hate Centel to this day. But I ain't know NBA Central. They got rid of NBA Central. Ain't that crazy? But that's crazy, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, bro. Y'all want to see more videos like this in my comments, man. But hey, roll to 5K. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Y'all already know what's going on. No cap.